Do it up here.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lives, all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, sink ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got...
Welcome in. Please like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get all the notifications when we are live. Otherwise, on other social media platforms, just go and like the page and you'll get other information when we are on, and likewise. So, thank y'all for tuning in today on this Friday. We wasn't here last week. Some people was trying to celebrate Valentine's Day early, I guess. So,
that's all y'all doing around. Ain't nobody humping around.
Ooh, no, you didn't.
You got that glow.
You didn't do that.
You got that glow. That feeling, no, you got that glow.
Lord. Probably because of my gift, but nevertheless.
So, you still got a glow? Shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. Probably because of my gift.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up? So what's up with you? What you been up to? What you doing? How you doing?
Navigating these interesting streets. So a lot of moving around and stuff kind of this last week or so, trying to get some stuff taken care of. Trying not to revert to my old self. That's a battle within
What's
itself.
Your old self?
Probably more of a person that would show their ass in some nice situations.
And that's a whole lot of ass to show too. Yeah. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to. Keep that up on the wraps. That's more power to you. Right on, my sister. Right on.
You know what? Anyway, how was your week?
My week was, it was busy. It was, what's the word I just used? It was interesting. My week was interesting.
Yes.
Very, very interesting when it comes to like just everything. So everybody know I've been writing forever and a day. And
yes. And I've been waiting.
I am almost at the end. Like literally, like I did one last draft in the format that it's gonna be published in. So I gotta make some edits on that. And then I already have my Amazon account set up. So all I gotta do is just add the book and the cover and everything. So my goal, and this is the first time I'm saying this, like in the air. So my release date hopefully will be 18 April. So 18 April of this year, it'll be on the market in Amazon. Y'all look out for it. Wet Dreams Chronicles, Volume 1, Flesh and Fantasy. It's been a very interesting journey for it, but it's like having I don't know how I feel to be having a woman, but it's like being pregnant, and when it comes, you just like, whoo, there it is. So it's almost that time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what's up. I love it. I've been waiting 13, 14 years for your book to drop?
Yeah. Well, I had writer's block for a long time, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It- it-
So
it's like yeah, it's like three of y'all. I've been waiting for y'all to get these books dropped.
the crazy part about it is like I didn't even realize it. I got like I ain't gonna spill the bean. I ain't gonna spill the tea. I ain't
A
gonna
lot
spill
of
the tea.
stuff.
Huh? Yeah, I got like 2.5 volumes already. And that's just the stuff I wrote years ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just, the hardest part is trying to organize it. That's it, sort of flow. Just, I mean, because you don't want no book. Granted, it's still a book of short stories, but it has to still have some type of flow. Yeah.
True.
So,
Okay. All right.
yep, 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 yep. So,
Okay.
okay.
So that's what.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's what's up with me. Right, and read now. Read now. So you want me to talk about the topic, or you want to talk about the topic?
You can break it off.
So okay, the topic tonight, we're going to talk about is a very interesting topic. Everybody and their grandmother since the age of what 14, 15, whatever has dealt with it. It's like it's working a 9 to 5 job. It's working a job, and a post which I'm about to share with y'all kind of broke it down to the nitty gritty, and it made me think. So, before I go any further, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna play the post, or maybe I won't. Maybe it won't let me. Okay, how do I say?
I'm gonna
I
say it.
swear I paid my bill.
Hold on. Did you send the thing? Yeah, there you go. Okay, here we go.
Eating, showering, basic survival. That's 120 hours, leaving you 48 hours of free time. Except you're exhausted. So you spend Saturday recovering from the week and Sunday dreading Monday. Your weekend isn't freedom, it's recovery time, so you can do it again. Monday morning, the alarm goes off and you feel it, that existential dread. 5 days until freedom. 5 days of giving your life away. For what? A paycheck that disappears instantly. Rent, bills, food, loans. Nothing left. You want to start that business? Too tired. Learn that skill? Too tired. Build that project? Too tired. That's not an accident. That's the design. If you had energy left over, you'd leave. If you had money left over, you'd build something. If you had time left over, you'd organize. They can't let that happen. So they found the formula. Just enough money to survive, just enough time to not completely break, just enough energy to come back tomorrow, but never enough to escape. And then they tell you, work hard for 45 years, then you can retire. So you do it. You trade your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for a paycheck. And at 65, you're free. Except your body's broken, your energy's gone. You spent your best years building someone else's dream, and your freedom came too late to use it. The 40-hour work week isn't about productivity, it's about compliance. Keep you tired, keep you poor, keep you busy. Too exhausted to think, too broke to leave, too busy to organize. That's not employment, that's control. And you'll do it for the next 45 years.
unless you break or escape, but you won't because you can't afford to. That's the trap.
So yeah, it kind of hit different. And then so you know what, me being me, I'm like, man, I don't know. It spit a lot of facts. It spit a lot of numbers and statements. So I had to go and look it up. And like, so the history of how it came about, like the 8 hour work week, it started actually in 1817. Or, excuse me, which is quite interesting because in certain organizations, like masonry and stuff like that, that's how they break down the day. You got 8 hours for labor, 8 hours for recreation, and 8 hours for rest. But in 1817, that was their labor reform. So basically, what it was saying is like, hey, y'all been working these people too much and too hard and stuff like that. So they're like, hey, you need to cut it up like this, break it down like that. Um, and so it when that came about, like you know how people, not gonna say people, corporations were like, okay, I hear you, but I don't hear you because it's like this, like the thing said, it's all about money. It's all about the trap. They want that money, and you need to survive. So everything going hand in hand. Um, so then it was like a whole bunch of, and this is like the history of the 8 hour day. A whole bunch of stuff happened. You know, revolts and people fighting and strikes and all this other stuff. So fast forward, they kind of adopted it under the Haymarket Affair of 1866, which kind of was like a revolt, but it was the beginning of the labor movement. Is what I'm trying to say. So that's when they started. Some people agreed with it, some people didn't. Where the 1926 came from was Henry Ford during the Industrial Revolution. Like, so he had his factories and like trying to figure out how to keep people working, but also not run everybody away because you know everybody was like, yeah, I'm not finna work for the rest of my life. So, oh well, I'm not finna work 100 hours in a week. So that's how he came up with that, like he said, the sweet spot. And interesting thing, they were paying for 8 hour days, 5 8 hour days. They were paying $5 an hour. No, excuse me, $5 a day. And at that time, that was double any other wage. That's I
Wow.
was like, yeah. And like the video said, he crunched the numbers, and what came out from the research was the fact that he had a less turnover, he had a lot more productivity, and his stuff was top notch. So, but it took a couple of years for America to be like, all right, we're gonna do that, and that's how we got the Fair Labor Standards Act um in 1938 up under Franklin D. Roosevelt. But what's interesting about it now is, excuse me, if you look at the average amount of time people work, it's over 80 hours. It's over 40 hours. Like not, and that's not including the commute and everything. That's just work.
Yeah.
It's over 40 hours. So and it's just like it seemed like as time went on, the days got longer. And I like
Mhm.
that. I like the numbers that they use where they said like 40 hours a week, a work week. Then you got the 10 hour commute. Because a lot of people don't take that in consideration. A lot of jobs and
True.
stuff don't take that in consideration about the commute. Because it takes time to get there. Like especially now, how crowded stuff is. on average, it's like
Yes.
30 to 45 minutes. So that's
Add a little
just wild.
construction in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what kind of got me when I first started. What was your first reaction to it?
Um, it honestly, it made a lot of sense.
Mm,
Typically, growing up for a lot of our generations, even as well as our culture, the big thing is about working, getting you a job, making 40 hours, have money. You started a job, you retire at the job, and you just going on through. Being able to that point to where you could say, "Ooh, I retired. I've been at this job 30 some years," was a flex back then. It wasn't it was frowned upon to job hop or not to work, not to work or not work enough hours, because that would also be considered you not working hard enough back then. Now, when you look at things, and I can even say in the last 6 months, I look at things a lot different when it comes down to working. Um, it,
why
not
is that?
saying it's impossible, but it's almost like I think the rate has definitely gone down on how many people are actually retiring from jobs. They might have just started at the job and you've gone that whole 30 whatever years to retire. I think is rare because now um, I feel people are starting to know their worth when it comes down to these jobs. A
Mm,
job ain't paying enough. And
true.
crazy thing is, I've been applying to jobs for a little minute. So I recently had got hired as a job at a job, going back into pharmacy technician work. The crazy part of the job was I got hired on the spot, but the terms and conditions did not work for me. So they wanted me to float between four different pharmacy locations, and they only wanted to start me off paying $16 an hour. Exactly, your face. Exactly.
Yeah, because
Um,
McDonald's starting off at 20, like 15, 16.
make it make sense. And then they wanted to keep me only working at a part-time schedule for 6 months to make sure that I actually wanted to work and that I would work out.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
yeah, but she was talking, and at one point, I got the little Charlie Brown syndrome. It was wah, 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 wah. I don't know who in the hell you thought was going to take that. In addition to the other criteria that was added to that was basically telling me that at the other locations that I go to, I pretty much need to kiss ass to the people that's there so that I could be requested to work at that location more to get more hours. And then I also had to pretty much sell their specialty card that they have, but I also had to sell myself in those same spaces. Before that interview was over, like I said, I got it on the spot. I was like, I ain't taking the shit.
mm.
That was a hard no for me.
That's very interesting because it's almost goes into to what the video was saying. It's like putting you in a trap. Like if you would have took
Mhm.
that job, you're basically giving them 6 months to prove that you're worthy to keep. So that's
Yeah,
almost like 6 months of discounted labor.
yeah. You finna work me by having me drive all over San Antonio, and each location was on a different side of town.
Mm, Were they paying for mileage?
No, no,
See, yeah,
no. I'm like, yeah, let me tell y'all where y'all got me messed up at. And she was just ecstatic. Like, and this is a company that I worked for before where I was with them for 10 years. So the thought of being able to go back, I was okay, cool with. But under those terms and conditions, I was like, I'm basically made that at the job that I had, I guess you could say now there wasn't nothing but a dollar something difference. Like I've
that's
had this
interesting.
certification for since 2003.
That's interesting because it's almost like the old ways, like what he was just talking about, is are changing or evolving. Like before,
Yeah,
it ever if you look at it, the workers started to get the power, the union and stuff started to get the power, and you couldn't do X, Y, Z. So now these folks are getting smart, and it was like, okay, we got to figure out another way to get our time and to get them into the system, the trap, as it said in the video, and keep them pushing, keep them
yeah,
moving.
yeah, yeah.
Because like
So
you said
that
earlier,
was
like
the wild thing.
yeah, because like you said earlier, like everybody wants to work and retire, but
Mm-hmm.
all the like you said, the stipulations, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah. And the job market is so trash right now. That is really like the best way that I could put it. The job market is trash. Like I look back to the episode that we had where they said finding a job is a job.
Yeah,
That it is true. Finding a
it is.
job is a job. It's a whole hustle. No matter what
It
resources you
is.
have to help you find a job, if you're looking on your own, if you're in work from home groups, if you're on the career sites, whether if you're going to a career center, it literally is a job. It's a job just doing a freaking resume because for every job that you apply for, you have to customize your resume to fit what they're wanting. Otherwise, your stuff is getting passed on by. If it's not in the right format, if it's not ATS friendly, you just applying just to apply. Like it's so many checkpoints now that you have to make sure that your stuff is right before you even apply for a job. And now, um, like I man, I'm telling you, this little job history, job journey for me has been interesting. Um, between the dang resumes, and I hate resumes. I hate doing resumes with a whole passion. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hadn't had you've even done a resume for me because I'm like, this is just not my lane. It is just not. I've had to kind of learn some things in this last year while applying, switching this, and working some stuff out, trying to make sure stuff ATS friendly, all that junk. But I think one of the killer things for me is what a lot of these jobs are offering. And it's whether if you have a degree, a certification, or whatever, master's, bachelor's, they dang don't care. Because I've come across jobs that they want you to have a bachelor's and only want to pay you $16, $17. You can get one of these jobs, Bill Miller's, McDonald's, without a fucking degree for that price. Like it shouldn't that shouldn't even be on an equal playing ground like that. A master's or a bachelor's certification versus non person that's walking in with no experience and you coming in at the same price as somebody that has one is really low key like a slap in the face. And then the requirements, you want to pay $13, but the work duties is like 20 lines long on the work duties. It's like, say what?
Yeah, yeah. And I think what is I think it's a few factors to that. One is the fact that now the job market is becoming more competitive due to the fact of they are a lot of those big corporations and companies and like the government and all these other private sector companies, they're cutting they're cutting a lot of people, so a lot of people are getting laid off. So now instead of you competing with maybe 20, 30 people for one position, now you competing with 150. So now that company sees 150 people applying for this one job. So I'm like, okay, I could pick whoever I want. It may not be the pick of the litter, but it'll
Mm-hmm.
be somebody I know I could put in this position that's going to take the low pay, the long hours, and work them to the bone. And maybe later I'll give them promotion, keep them there, and start the cycle all over again. Because I legit saw one. I was looking on the government site, and they said and verbatim, we will stop accepting applications at 150 applicants.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yep.
wow. So you got 150
Saying that
people.
quite a bit myself.
Yeah, and you got 150 people applying for this job. And so of course,
Yep.
and it's not like it's like okay, we got 100 positions. No, it's one position. And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's real. It's extremely competitive. So if you in, and that's what forces a lot of people to stay in the trap, like they said, because not the time and everything, but the fact that there's no guarantee that if you leave that job, you're gonna get another one like that job.
Yes.
And with
Or how long it's going to take you to
yeah,
get another job.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I can
yeah,
definitely say, all my life since I've been working, I've never had a hard time finding a job. Never. I can quit a job on Tuesday and walk into another one on Wednesday. No problem. This
but
particular time, oh my God. It was like I got to a point where I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, for real, what the hell is wrong with me? And
yeah,
I'm looking at the job qualifications. I'm meeting all the job qualifications big morning. And they call center work, they want 2 years. I got 10. Typing, they want 25. I got 45. Just all the qualifications going down. I'm like, oh, this is easy work. Even going to the career centers, they're like, hey, like you meet all these, you should get this job. And then turn around and don't get it. You like,
and what's even worse, you fit the qualification, and you don't even get a call back like for an interview.
no callback, no email response saying that they
Yeah,
didn't get, they not going through with you, and you don't hear nothing. And
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no contact information for you to
yeah,
even reach out to somebody for to check your status on most of these things.
yeah.
And the dang application process is like damn near write a book.
Yep.
Ah,
It's
that's long.
it's not what you're talking about. It's funny we talk about it. I remember when back in October when I was unemployed. It was a job that posted. When I tell you legit, like word for word, I had it in my resume. Like, and I didn't have to adjust my resume for nothing. Word for word, I did the job. And I was like, now you ain't no excuse for me not to get the job.
Mm-hmm.
I applied, and like 2 days later, they said they will send me an email saying we went with another candidate. And I'm like, how? Please tell me, like how? Like I did the damn job. Like help me understand.
Help
And
me understand that.
yeah, it was another one where I actually set the training up for the job, and I'm sitting there like how? Please tell me how I didn't get a job when I'm the one who actually set the training up. Like But
Yeah.
it took
I,
me a while. It took me a while to actually just sit back and look at things, and that's literally what it is. It's the fact that now things are becoming so competitive, and if I'm not mistaken, this administration has gotten rid of or restricted a lot of the union, so it's more in favor of the big businesses, and they are trying to change the Social Security Act. So the Social Security Act of 1935 is where they set the age of retirement at 65.
yeah.
They trying to change that to you retire at 70.
Yes.
And I'm like, if you do that, the life expectancy for a man is 75 and for a woman is 80. So, but what are you trying to say? Like, we can't enjoy our lives, but
No.
people get penalized for taking too much leave
Yes.
or taking not leave, what they call it, time off, PTO, paid time off.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, so this is real. This is real interesting. That's why this that clip kind of struck home because it literally explains why we are in the situation that we are in now. Not
Yes.
They just used a 40-hour work week as a way to frame it.
True. True. Because you got to think with the shifts, a lot of these work shifts, they do not provide a work and home balance.
Mm-mm.
So if most doctors' offices open 8 or 9, close about most of them 3, some of them may be 5, depending. If you have to work at 9 or 10 and the doctor's office don't open it, you can't go in. Depending on their schedule, by the time you get the hell off, is the doctor's offices are closed because you still got to travel to get to the damn doctor's office. So
Mm-hmm.
in those spaces, that's the time when you're having to take PTO time off to go to the damn doctor. Now, if you take too many of that, depending on what you may got going on, because some people have serious medical conditions. But that's not even talking about not just you. What if you got to do it for your kids? Your
Yep.
kids got appointments. You start using all that up and you run out of PTO, then what? But you still
Yep.
got life that you still have to maintain outside of your job.
Yep.
So now you just trying to be healthy, make sure your kids are getting taken care of so don't nobody call CPS on you. Now
Yep.
you run into a point to where you put your job at risk
Yep.
because you're having to take care of the home life in addition to working. Or don't let and in open season is a killer season at a lot of these companies because they want you to work overtime. A lot of them do mandatory overtime.
I was about to hit that. I'm glad you hit it. I'm glad you took it down that road.
Yeah. And the mandatory is mandatory. You're gonna have to figure it out in your schedule or how around your schedule, however, because it's mandatory. So if you don't, some jobs are gonna kick you off at the time, or they're gonna write you up about it. Now you got a whole nother
Yep.
damn issue to be worrying about because now you can't mess up for 3 to 6 months or whatever
Yep.
else. So it puts your back against the wall where you have to make these different decisions on okay, well shit, I need to go to the doctor because hell, I think I might have a tumor in my breast. Well, now I'm gonna have to ride this out because I don't have the time to take off because of this.
Or
And then
if you
down the
do take
line,
off, it's not, you don't get paid for it. If you
exactly.
do,
So
yeah.
now it affects the household some more because
Yep.
that's money you're going to be short on. So
Mm-hmm.
these jobs don't provide that work balance in a lot of spaces.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of jobs, sad to say, and we're in 2026, they don't even have benefits.
Oh, because that's one thing that I was reading where I heard it and I thought it was an urban legend, but it's really not. Like
No.
people, not people, organizations would only hire people full time, but only allow them to work. I think it's between 32 to 36 hours. because they'll still be considered full time,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have to have a benefits package if they did that. And I was like, that's cold blooded.
Oh yeah, and even still, like the job, I can tell you the last few jobs I had did not have any benefits. There was no PTO. There was no um, insurance. None of that stuff. There was none of that.
Mm,
If you happen to get vacation, there was all these stipulations to you getting your vacation. You
mm,
had to be there for a year. You've had to complete all these trainings within that year. You couldn't have been on any probationary situations, missing time, attendance, any of that. So not only do it take you a whole year to get 5 days off, you have to jump through all these other hoops and make sure you're in good standing, not taking too much time off or adjusting your schedule of somebody not, something not getting done. But you got all
hmm.
these terms and stipulations now just to get 5 damn days off after a whole damn year.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's very wild. I laugh so much. The job that I had started last year, I took it, started it. I was like, whew, okay, thought it was gonna be a blessing. We're gonna count it as a lesson. Around I had just moved and the owner knew that I was off because I was moving. The next day I go in and she tells me she's gonna close the location. And I'm looking at her like beep, 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 beep. You just
She said,
knew
what?
that I was cussing in a whole lot of words. But basically
No,
she
I'm saying,
decided
no,
said
I'm talking about the location.
oh, she was gonna close the location.
Oh, okay.
Just I'm gonna close. Walk in. Hey, good morning. I'm gonna close next week. What you mean next week? We didn't had a whole discussion. So now all of a sudden you up and closing it. Didn't you? I just tell you before that I was off because I was moving. I put this in, so you just hit. Okay, cool. So go through this little process of moving. Kind of shifted to the other location, but me shifting to the other location included me having my hours cut. So I was only gonna be working maybe
Mm,
like 25 hours that week, a week. And I'm like, I'm gonna take it right now so I can have some income coming in until I find me something else. Cool. Come say second week of November, she tells me I get a text message that told me not to come to work because we have not received funds, so she could not afford to pay me.
wow.
I'm like, interesting. But didn't you just hire your grandchild that got a record that ain't even supposed to be working in the daycare by anyway? But that's neither here or there. Okay. So it goes all the way until the week before Christmas that she hits me up. She wants me to come back to work, but it's part time to the part time I'm already working. It's like basically
Hmm.
like 8 hours a week, maybe 2 days. And then she wanted to cut my pay by $3. The look on your face right now.
Because it's wild because it's I'm listening and you're talking about hourly and but it's the same thing in with salaries in corporate America and stuff like that. They're trying to they penny pinch. That's basically what it is. They're trying to find ways to cut and save. They say save, but it really ain't saving.
No, at all. It's saving them. It's not saving you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not. It's
That's
causing
wild.
more
That's crazy.
hardship for you because now you got to figure it out. The missing money that's missing, now you got to figure it out.
Yeah,
How
that's
you finna
crazy.
make
That's
this
madness.
up? What you finna do? Like all these different things. And it was just so crazy to me. And I'm like, are you? I had to. You know how back in the day, somebody said something crazy on the phone. You had to do this. to make sure you heard right. That was me.
Yeah.
I had to make sure I heard her right. So you really wasted your time to call me to come back to work for 8 hours a week, baby. That's gas getting there. No, I'm good. I can find that in my seat cushions or somewhere in my car between my car and my house, because that's not working coming in there. And then I do all the hard stuff, the connections that I have with the state and all that other stuff. Yeah, no, we not finna do that. I was like, nah. I was nice. I told her when her situation changes, hit me up. Knowing I, even if it did change, I still wasn't going back.
It's wow.
Yeah,
That's
because
yeah.
they want too much. 9 to 5, like I said, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever schedule you're working. A lot of these jobs are super demanding on what they're wanting, but they're not offering you. And I don't think even in this day and time right now that there's a job that offers you enough to where you're basically like slaving during these shifts, and you're making such a great sacrifice in your life, because you're sacrificing yourself in a lot of ways. You see now, mental health is big at these jobs. A lot of people are quitting jobs because it's affecting their mental health. A lot of
Yeah.
these jobs are actually providing. Now, I ain't gonna lie, there was a couple of these I was trying to get on with, but there are some jobs that actually are offering a mental health package now. They are recognizing mental health and are accommodating mental health. You're getting, there's, it's only about really a small handful where they have an unlimited mental health packages for you to be able to take off. There's a few that offer that work and life balance, but it's very, very few, like very, very few. A lot of them are now. I've seen a few that I came across that has some unlimited PTO. I was like, well, I need that job. I need that job, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, where I've been that person that was in that space of the old days, you go to work, you don't be calling in for no nonsense and shenanigans, or you don't call in. You just make sure you're working on. You don't be calling in unless it's seriously, seriously necessary. But you busting your butt for this company and this and this and this. I had been that person where I wouldn't call in. I could be dog tired, had a rough night, whatever. It could have been a night where one of the kids wasn't sleeping good, and I'm up all night, still was taking my butt to work, dog tired, breaking my back for somebody that didn't give two damns about me in this working 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever. And I started to see, yeah, y'all let me go in a blink of an eye if
Yeah.
somebody get
Cause
the right hair up with that.
yeah, somebody said it, and it's so true. They said if you die at work, your job will be on the job announcement by before your body gets in the ground. And I was like,
They
damn.
better fill your spot. Ain't sent no flowers, no condolences, no card, no nothing. Oh, well, we gotta open it. Well, we gotta fill it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, that's cool, but that's the nature of
yeah,
the beast. That's the nature of the beast. But like
yeah,
you know me, I'm always the one that try to look at both sides of the coin. Um,
yeah,
sometimes, like the smaller companies, I could see why they have to be selective and why they have to why the pay and stuff is so low. I can understand that. Um, but a lot of these larger companies, I just only thing I could think of like when it comes to that is like the profit margin. And when your overhead is on close to or almost the same as your profit, then I could say okay, I can understand that. But a lot of these companies, they're just doing it just because they know they're controlling the narrative. They're making it where the money is in their pockets, and then they give everybody else the crumbs. They give you just enough to keep you happy, keep you coming back. And then and then when they
Yep.
don't need you, or the new shiny thing comes out, then that's it. And I understand why a lot of folks uh I understand why a lot of folks are turning towards entrepreneurship too now because of that.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, Simone Lewis, that's a
Yes.
great question. She asked, why do so many jobs want us to
Great
care
question. I
about
was
them?
going to type that.
Huh? Oh, she
Yeah,
said,
I
why
just
do
saw that too. That's a great question.
yeah. Said, why do so many jobs want us to care about them more than they care about us? Um, for just me thinking about it, I think is if you have a loyal employee, you have unlimited tap resources. Meaning that if you know somebody who's gonna be there, who's gonna rep that organization till they die, then you got unlimited resources. But like you said, they care more. They want us to care more about them than we do about ourselves, or when they care about us. It's because to them they see us as expendable. Like we said earlier, for one position, it was 150 something, 150 people applied for that one position at that one job. So to them, we're
Yeah.
expendable. We're replaceable.
Yeah. And they want you to care more about them because that means that you're going to be loyal.
Yep.
They don't have to be loyal to you. They
Mm-mm.
want you to be loyal to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a
Mm-mm.
position while you're talking about that I applied for a couple of months ago, and they was doing this hiring event. There were 374 people that applied for their job. They gave you the count on a virtual hiring thing.
And they probably only took like 20, if that.
Yep.
But even if they, let's say they took 100, that's still a third of the people that apply for it.
Yep.
That's still a large number of people competing for that spot.
Yeah.
And
Very much so.
yeah, and it's the crazy part. Ain't no crazy part, but it makes sense. The higher you go, the worse it is.
Yeah.
Like you can have, say, you in an organization, you have all these skill sets and stuff, and then you leave that organization. Just because you have all that skill set doesn't mean, it doesn't guarantee that another organization is gonna pick you up,
Hell no.
because in human nature, folks will see you as a threat.
Yeah.
They coming in with this, they coming in with that. Oh my god, I don't even
Yep.
have that, or oh, I don't have that. I don't have that resource, or I don't have that. And so,
Yep.
like,
You're right.
no. So it's more to just a 40-hour week, especially now. I mean, looking at that back then, yeah, 40 hours that kept you in the trap. Now it's so many factors to that will keep you in the trap. That will keep you in a job position because of the potential of not being in that position.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So it's like I said, the job market is crazy. You can see all these posts of these jobs hiring. It was a job, which is the first time I ever saw this. It was a job that obviously I'm more than qualified for. And I got this crazy email basically telling me that the only reason I didn't get the job is because the person right before me decided to take it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that
It was
happening.
like, wow, you made a great fit, but the person before you took the job. So where
Yeah,
it's filled, it was like, hey, if they would have said no, then you would have got it. But because that
I
person
can see
decided to
that.
say, yeah, I'm taking it, now you ain't getting it. And I was like, wow, I have never seen this before. Like this whole job search thing has been a definitely eye opener for me.
Yeah,
Out of
I can see that.
all the different spins on things, um, like I've never, and I'm in this space because, like I said, the jobs that I've had, I literally walked through the door on just who I was and from what people knew of me. So, me going into this space now, this is the first time I've had an interview since 2003.
Mm,
Hey, you got it here. Just fill out. I was told I got the job before I even had filled out an application, and a lot of
mm.
these. One job that I was going for required 3 interviews. I was like,
Yep.
when did I start doing
Oh,
3 interviews?
normal.
3? Yeah, that's normal now. But like I said, for me, I hadn't had an interview since 2003.
Wait till you get the panel interview.
Bruh.
Well, you sitting in front of a panel like you on punishment, or you gonna sit in front of the damn jury. And you like they asking you questions. You like what? What you say? Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a whole new I mean a whole new little business right out here for real. And
mm-hmm.
it's crazy when you do start to get these denials, especially for jobs that you know you were a shoe in for, and you don't get. And you're like, I know you lying. I know you lying. Ain't no. I have above what you wanted. I know you
But
lying.
then you gotta also take into account too, just like you got look same qualification. Somebody else has the same qualification, and
Yeah,
it's really about who they I don't want to say vibe with, but yeah, who they vibe with.
yeah, very much so. And I read this earlier. It says, "Get a good job was survival advice for our parents and our grandparents. The
Yep.
world they prepared us for no longer exists.
Nope.
We inherited a blueprint that doesn't match the current economy. Sorry, the current economy. The guilt of wanting more than just surviving." And that goes into that space where I said that being at a job and retiring from a job is that turn where I feel that it's starting not to be that no more.
It's
Because
not.
most jobs, if you're with a company, for instance, because I know I'm not the only one that's seen this, you see people working at Walmart, been at Walmart 20 years. All they give you is this little plaque. Down through this, you might only gotten a 15-cent raise here and here every year. And by the time you're retiring from Walmart, you might have started at 12, but you did this 20 years and you only maybe at like 17, $18 in the
Yeah.
economy that we have now where everything is higher. Are you freaking serious?
And that's the other thing too. Like you just hit it on right on the head. The economy, everything is everything is going up, and people are trying to just survive. And so now they really like feeling like trapped. Like I don't like this job. I hate being here, but what am I gonna do? What
Yeah,
else can I do?
yeah. Because think about it. How many companies give cost of living raises?
Yep.
I have only heard of one company that I definitely know that gives a cost of living raise. And I haven't heard it lately, but there was only one company that I knew of that was giving a cost of living raise. Like Texas is one of them. I know that they're wanting to vote in the upcoming vote of Texas raising their regular wage
Mm.
up to meet other wages, because we're still at a what, 725 an hour wage, where other people's is higher. Like,
Mm.
who can survive? But y'all don't want nobody on food stamps, y'all don't want nobody on Medicaid. But how do you expect people to survive with, hell, a one bedroom apartment these days is what, about $1,300-$1,400, and it's about as big as damn near a bathroom. The whole
Or
damn apartment ain't bigger than nothing.
or what they want you to do is work more than 40 hours to make up for that difference.
Which ain't gonna never equal.
But then they'll put a cap on how many hours you can work over.
Yep, exactly. So it's like, no, the 9 to 5 definitely don't benefit us, because at some point somebody's going to experience burnout.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna go to that next. And that is where we see now the rise in mental health issues when it comes to
Yep.
just normal living. Like, it's not the stress of life, it's the stress of making a living. Because
Yeah.
if you don't like the job, you don't like the commute, but if you leave that job, your bills are gonna whoop your ass.
Yep.
Or you like the job and everything, but you're not making enough money, and you seeing people who have less than you, or have less than you when it comes to skill sets, progressing because for whatever reason, and you're just like, WTF.
Yes. Very much. I think one of the craziest things that I've seen, um, a lot of the work from home groups, the stories that I've seen in these work from home groups have been bizarre. Um, when you can see the evidence of somebody that definitely does not have your skill set that got hired in these training classes, that is ghetto to the thousand power. And it's something as simple as the trainer saying, hey, so and so, that's not your legal name. Can you change your name on there? No, my name is Hot and Tasty Monica. Baby, can you change that? That is not your name. That might be your name out down this, but right now this job, that is not your name. And people are giving up jobs and saying, freak this job for something as simple as that.
Well, see, now we finna go down another rabbit hole with this one.
Man,
Because I was gonna say the reason why folks do that shit is because they know that there's a fallback, i.e., the system for them to fall back on.
have to be. Because the stuff that I've seen, and these have been literal screenshots to prove it, so it's not hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
People telling the trainer through Microsoft Teams, "Hey, I'm here, but I'm over here smoking my blunts. But you don't have to worry. I'm still listening. I'm just off screen smoking my blunt." What?
And they still got a job. And then that tells me that's a company you don't want to work for, because that company is or it's a company
Like,
that's hurting it,
or
and they
something.
yeah.
Like the craziness of the unprofessional people that are getting jobs versus a lot of us that are struggling to get jobs. But you got all these unprofessional people. It was one girl.
But then you got to look at the type of jobs too. So
Yeah, but these ain't been no shabby jobs. These has been like, of course, corporate jobs, healthcare, stuff like that.
jobs that
Dealing with certain patients or whatever else.
jobs
So
that have shortages.
have to, because one
Yeah.
girl recently did, this was comedy because the girl actually kind of had did a video on how she got a video without getting caught, but she posted the video. This girl was getting her cheeks clapped on the camera. She didn't turn the camera off. You could definitely hear it when the repositioning happened. face was on the camera. And like, yeah, you could hear the sound effects very well. I just
Yeah.
be just shaking my head.
I
You
know
got
the
a
job
job
that I
that
worked
I'm
at.
on.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They would just hung up on them and told them just turn their stuff in. I gave my address to mail their shit in. They wouldn't even said nothing.
Yeah.
But and then
So
also
it's
too, flip side. Now we talking about it. Everybody likes to sue. So I could
yes.
see some companies like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing called employment is very very interesting. It's very interesting, and it's driven,
Yeah.
and it's gonna get more and more and
Yeah.
more interesting with as we get into the realm of AI and social media and stuff like that. I think, me personally, I think COVID exposed a lot
Ooh.
of a lot of uh, myth or historical standards, like what we were just talking about, like the 40-hour week and everything, and it
Yeah.
exposed a lot of it. So I think since then, we and you can actually see it. You can see the shift of how the businesses deal with the employees and vice versa. Because
Yeah.
now it's like before COVID, it was like you didn't see that many people like bouncing from job to job. Now it's just like I'm gone, I'm out. Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
I'm
and
gone.
that's why I say that difference with not retiring. The now is like there's that shift of, okay, so I've been working for me, y'all ain't giving a raise, or I only got this. Okay, the benefits change, like this no longer suits me.
Mm-mm.
Hours changed, stuff like that. Now people's like, I'll find me somewhere else.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, in the last I had got to a point to where I started beating myself up, because that was always my mentality. You start a job, you work there, you retire, all that stuff. But lately, after I did some job shifts, it was like every year or so, I was like, no, this ain't working. And it got to a point to where one of my jobs had closed down, and we got bought out. Well, basically, they passed the torch to somebody else, came in, and they was willing to take the staff. And I got there and experienced some severe racism. I was like, oh yeah, this ain't for me. It's time for me to go. I barely made 2 months there. Started working for this male chauvinistic ass pastor dude. I was out of there in about 3 months, but this was a job where I started on Tuesday. I quit on Tuesday, started on Wednesday. I always had another job lined up where I started the next day, so I didn't have a gap in pay. But it got to a point to where I think in a year I had switched jobs 4 times. And like I said, I was beating myself up because this was not my norm. I'm not known to switch jobs. I'm known to have a job and I'm there for some years. But at this point, these jobs was just not, they wasn't working for me. It wasn't the environment I wanted to be in. And I was like, nope, gotta switch. Nope, gotta switch. So, and then you look at it and you start doing your resume and you're like, ooh, this don't look good. You already know it don't look good because it don't fit your norm. But then when you start doing your resume, you're like, damn, that don't look too good. Like, you start feeling some kind of way about yourself, even though you made those changes because you were trying to better yourself in each situation and get out of whatever situation you're in. But that's how I really started to feel. And it don't look right. And nowadays, even with that, when you are looking for another job, a lot of these jobs now do work history backgrounds.
Oh yeah,
baby.
yeah. Oh
Don't
yeah.
you lie on your resume. Don't lie and say you work
Yeah,
somewhere
they
and
trying
no
to
hours.
which
No,
I mean I can't knock them for it because they don't want to see, they don't want to get somebody and be like, you looking like so how am I supposed to do this?
yeah.
Like they at least want you to have the basics.
Yeah. Which I'm not mad at them for it either. But like you said, even in the spaces where we see, you can have check all the boxes and still not get the dang on job, even if that's correct. But and
Yeah.
a lot of people do lie and say they still did something on there. But like I say, now if your dates ain't aligning, I've seen a lot of people get hired, and when they go to do that background check on their job history, yeah,
Oh yeah,
they
they get yeah.
rescind. Yeah, they're rescinding the offer because they stuff didn't line up.
Yeah. I, I've heard of that.
I've seen it a lot. Hell, I've never done that. My resume is legit. And even with me, when I have to fill my stuff out on mine, I'm nervous as hell, shaking in my boots like the police riding behind me. And so I'm
That's funny.
like, oh my God, make sure I got this right. I'm trying to check. I'm going back looking at my file, like, okay, this date, okay, this right, this right. Like, I made sure I put every little job, even the 2-month job, whatever I was at, whatever. Yeah, I made sure I put everything on that mug because I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want no problem. I definitely don't want to get a job and then get it taken away because something didn't equal up. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
something
So
stupid.
yeah. So yeah, don't lie on your resume. Some people still don't check, but there are a lot of companies that do. Don't lie on your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, but
Oh, yeah.
I also agree with that with the video when it says that you work so much at your job that if you want to be an entrepreneur or do something else, 9 out of 10, you too damn tired to do it.
Very
That is
that
real as
man.
hell.
That's what I've been struggling
Work
with.
that job and you got kids. Your job don't start. You just clocking into the other part. When you clocked out in the main job, you clocking into the family part. So once you
Yeah.
get that and get everything situated, kids, homework, whatever else, and then you get home and you decide now you like, okay, I do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow
Yep.
come a couple of weeks. Then it turns to a couple of months. Then it comes a couple of years. And you just getting more tired. Or you're so tired to where mentally it's like you got a brain block. You can't focus, you just can't get it together. Inside you know what you want to do, but the rest of your body is on a totally different level that ain't aligning with what you're trying to do. Or you
Yep.
don't have the time. If you want to go get your LLC done or prepared by somebody, if you want to go get your DBA done, them hours in which they close don't work with what your job is. And you know, with a lot of these companies, if the day already has hit its limit on how many people you can get off, or somebody, you can't have that time off.
Yeah. I know
So
exactly what you're
it's
talking about. It's crazy.
yeah, it's so much that really really goes into it. And then when you finally get to a point where you can retire and be like, whoo, you look at how much that little monthly social security gonna look like, and you be like, oh, this ain't enough. That ain't gonna even pay for me a 1 bedroom. I'm gonna have to
Yep.
keep on
And
working.
that's why people
You
go
didn't
back to
start.
work.
Yeah, you going right on back to work. You done been now you at Walmart being a greeter just to make ends meet because you're exhausted, but you know you still have to fricking work.
Yep.
So it brings up a whole different element. It almost like puts a monkey wrench in your plans on the stuff that you wanted to do or be able to accomplish. But now you still got to find yourself working because these prices are still going up. Food prices is high as I don't know what. Um, right now. So rent and stuff is high. Trying to buy a house these days, that skyrocketed up some more too. So many things are going up. Hell, car notes are damn near rent these days. So it's like so many things is going up, but that pay ain't moving.
Yeah, man. Hey, I understand. Like we say, the woke folks say, I overstood. Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed too when I went to the store before we started the podcast, and we parked next to this couple, And the guy's putting these little big old bags of little stuff in his car. And, we speak, hey, how you doing? Yeah, all right, how you doing? Okay. And he said, man, take you 2 weeks to make the money, and take you 45 minutes to lose it.
Man.
It was like,
I had my people at my job laughing. Because I told them, they was like, ooh, it's payday. I said, yep, I get paid other people money. I just hold it. For them.
Yeah.
That's like, they said, I never thought of that. I said, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But
pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that one, like we talked about the evolution of the 40-hour week, because seeing how it came about and looking at it now, it's like, yeah, it's that 40-hour week is now like anywhere between 50 to 60 hours a week. Like it's crazy.
And a lot of people are doing that and still can't afford health care.
Yeah.
The insurance is as high as hell. And then if you have a family, you trying to get the family insurance or the dental stuff, this shit is high. A lot of people still can't afford it no matter what you're working.
Yeah. Yep.
Because childcare go up too. They may not pay the employees with crap, but childcare go up too. So if you gotta work and you got more than one kid and you're paying whatever that weekly.
Yeah, man. Trust me.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, Isaac, Jason, Jacob, and everybody else just to try to keep your head above water.
That's funny. Well, yeah, you're absolutely correct.
So, that's the wildness and the realness of it. It's like, you see, I can say this. I've never seen so many people having to rehome their dogs and cats because they can't afford them.
Wow. Now that's something.
Like you seeing it on Facebook, in the spaces on Facebook, the neighborhood app. You see that so much, but I've never seen so many people having to do that because they cannot afford to have a pet no more.
That's wow. That's sad at the same time.
Yeah. You're making a whole different life decision, whether if you're gonna have a pet or not have a pet, or versus if you gonna eat or you got food to feed yourself or food to feed the pet, and can't afford to get a pet for scraps because you're gonna need them for tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, now we're going down the rabbit hole. We're going down a serious rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Speaking of pets, your favorite guest is here.
Did you get another one?
Well,
I don't know why the other day I thought the dog looked different. A couple of weeks ago when you showed them, I thought it looked a little younger. I was like, did he get another pet? I have been meaning to ask you that.
I still got the two.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, no, that's probably after I bathed and he looked brand new.
Could be.
That's when he turned into Silky.
Got you. Could be. That could have been it. Like he looked younger. That looked like a smaller dog.
Yeah.
I thought you had got another little youngster.
Not after this. This one him. This one him. A handful.
You got them like that. You be spoiling them dogs.
Yeah, a handful.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and close it out. Well, it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Like
this was good. This was really, really, really good and relatable.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Very.
Very
like my thing is I have to do Tupac. Keep your head up.
Yeah.
It's gonna get worse before it get better.
True that.
So keep your head up.
Yeah, true that. And definitely, like I just say it. Don't be scared to quit that job that don't fit you. Don't be scared to quit that job that don't that's stressing you out and causing you health issues. Because jobs can cause that
Yeah.
depression, and anxiety, and you got that little when you get up in the morning, and I know I've had this. My anxiety would hit like Saturday
Mm.
night because it's
Mm.
getting ready for Monday,
That's
and it
wild.
would already start hitting. So that when you don't want to get up and like you dreading every morning getting up and dragging your feet and just like you got to start praying in the car to just get through the day. And you looking for Friday with a damn flashlight because you just
Yeah.
need them 2 days just to reboot. Like, man, I've definitely, I've been there more times than not,
Mm.
for real. Just make sure my only advice for you that if you gonna shoot the job to do the deuces, make sure you have another one already lined up, fully lined up. Because you these days
Yeah.
you can get that offer, but if something didn't happen with the training class and ain't enough people in the training class and they push it back or just cancel it altogether, make sure you got your foot all the way in the door before you shoot the deuces and switch
Yep.
jobs. Don't never quit a job without having another one already waiting for you. Like,
Yep.
yeah, don't do that. So um yeah, baby, real talk. Um
Yep.
Cause yeah, that's some serious little stuff. So yeah, always have that another one already lined up for yourself, so you can just make that smooth transition into the next. And I ain't gonna even lie to you right now. I'm gonna keep it 110. Also another line that the way that things have changed, it used to be professional for you to give a 2 weeks notice.
Oh yeah.
These days, you give a 2 weeks notice because you're being professional. That company don't have to be professional. As soon
Does
as you give
not.
it, they can let you go right behind shortly after,
Yep.
lock you out all the computers and everything else and tell you they no longer need your services. So
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you when I say don't get no 2 week notice. They just gonna notice you ain't there on that Monday. Because if you got a gap and you ain't got no money saved up, that's 2 weeks before you start your next job. So
Yep.
hey, you gotta, hey, you gotta, like they said, when in
You
Rome.
gotta be strategic when you do stuff now.
Yep, because they are definitely gonna make sure they good and protect themselves. So I
Mm-hmm.
had a friend that did that recently, and they short staff, which is crazy. Crisis counselor, they short staff. Put in 2 weeks
Wow.
notice, baby. They told him at the end of the day, don't they didn't need their service. They didn't need his services no more.
Wow.
Actually, funny thing, he was a guest. He was actually a guest on the podcast last year. We had
Mm.
him on there. Yeah, and yeah, he recently made that switch into something else, and no, they let him go that very same day. I was
That
like,
same day.
wow, but he was professional and did the 2 week note. That don't mean nothing.
Nah.
No more. They offended and they feelings is hurt because you leaving. So they just gonna try to inconvenience you and get you and put you
I
in a
would
bind.
not. I won't say that. I say they are looking at bringing in somebody else. Like if something happened to you, like you, God forbid you passed away or something terminally ill, they just bringing somebody else in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, ugh. So hey, I ain't gonna even lie. That was another one of those things that was a grant against my upbringing, along with the
Mm.
you retire from the job. It was another thing. You always be professional and
Mm-hmm.
get your 2 weeks notice because they say, hey, you never know when you don't need to go back. Yeah, no. Because I know the last couple of people I worked for, they would have, if I would have gave them a 2 weeks notice, they would have just nicely not told me I could either go home right there or let me finish out the day. Nah. You got to know who the hell you working for.
Yep. Well,
So
this was a good show. Good time.
definitely
Good
enjoyed it.
time.
Enjoyed it.
Good time. Oh, that's the wrong song.
Yeah, so on that note, thank y'all for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Hope y'all got some little nuggets and stuff from this whole little segment on how definitely the workforce and everything has changed over the years, and how we have to pivot and adjust to
Yes.
all of this. Because I ain't gonna lie, this has been a definitely adjustment for me. But nevertheless, y'all be safe. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. The
Yes.
plan is to see y'all next week.
Yes.
Yeah, it ain't first yet. So be safe, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on the move.